स्पेन की ट्रिप से बता सकती हूँ. That was quite huge. It involved a huge amount of finance.
Money spent on chola bhatura and what was that?
Blue वाले
Orange
crack.
bar.
Blue वाले crack.
Orange bar.
वो कभी नहीं भूल सकते हम.
Limchu.
Moo. Moo used to come.
There was a coconut ice.
जो I think मेरे को ज़्यादा पैसे मिलते थे स्कूल में.
It was very yummy. It was very yummy.
हाँ, इसका अलग टिफिन आता था बस.
Second day she used to get. Yay! Go on.
And
So guys, it's awesome to have you on Tea with Tanvi. And
Hi.
say hello to everybody. So like I remember you telling me earlier that all of you have been in your school together since nursery, right? Am I right?
Yeah, almost I think 27 years now. KG. 27
yeah,
years.
KG. Yeah.
That's awesome. And this is modern school, Barakamba?
Correct.
Yeah.
So Kriti joined Wealth Aware Blueprint first, and then she roped in Anubha, and then the two of you roped in
Yeah.
Srishti.
Yeah.
So what were your major wins? Like Kriti, let's start with you first. First, tell about yourself. Like, what do you do? Which part of Delhi are you from? What motivated you to like take charge of your finances? And after doing the course, what were your three major wins? Like, what were the three major things that you could take back?
I'm a fashion designer. I'm from Delhi, North Delhi. And I got married 4 years back. And after that, I felt the need of, taking charge of my finances and understanding the basics. And, because before that, everything was done by my father. So I never really bothered, even while I was working. I just used to, handle everything to him to manage it. So after marriage, I felt like, okay, like there's a huge responsibility on me to be, like doing a lot of things finance related. So I felt the need to, understand a few basic things which I had no clue about.
Okay, that's awesome. So after you did the
Yeah.
course, like what were your major wins? Like, were you able to implement something in your real life?
Definitely. I now know how much percentage of my portfolio should go where, how much of my earnings should go where, how much should I save, how much should I splurge on,
Okay.
and
So you have a better tab of your cash flows.
yes,
That's one thing for sure.
definitely there.
Yeah. And the next thing is that you understood the asset classes better so that you can
Yes,
bifurcate your portfolio.
yes.
And what would be the third thing, Kriti? Like
Third
something major,
thing,
like maybe you were able to take some decision in your portfolio that you don't need this, or maybe you needed something. Did you realize something like that?
long-term investments and short-term investments. I was putting a lot of money in FDs earlier,
Okay.
which I felt that, like in today's time, the rate of interest is so low that it doesn't make any sense for me to put that much amount in FDs. So that was a big eye opener, and I started working on that.
Okay, awesome. That's amazing. And then we had Anubha joining the academy. Then Anubha, what was your feedback? Like, what motivated you? And tell us something about yourself also, Anubha. Like,
Okay,
what
so
do you
I'm
do?
also a fashion designer, and I've been running my label of women's wear, and so I have a website and a retail through multi-designer stores. So I joined Wealth Aware last year during the lockdown, and again when I got married, and I think that's when it hit me that you should be taking control of your finances. Like Kriti said before, even when I was running my label previously, everything was being handled by my father, and my father is also in the same line, but he's doing his like work separately, but it's in the same field of garments. So
Okay.
everything was being taken care of him and his team. So I never really knew much about finance or investments. Everything he did for me. So I think lockdown. After I did your course, I did. Firstly, I understood that what we know about inflation is very different. What we get to know from the news versus what it is for us. So
Yeah.
that was one thing, and that was the biggest eye opener because.
Right.
And then second thing was I think investing in PPF. I've gone ahead and invested in PPF, even though because of the lockdown and in the previous year the rate of interest have really gone down. But what I also learned was that it's always very late to invest. So you shouldn't be thinking that I shouldn't be investing right now. Like the earlier you invest, even with a smaller amount, it gives you a
Yeah.
much higher return. And
Right. So
so
the
also
effect
I
of compounding basically
the
Compounding.
is
effect of
very,
compounding, yes, the effect of
yeah,
compounding, yeah. So I remember
awesome.
from your course, there was this example about Karishma and Karina, how Karina started investing much earlier. So that stayed with me, and I understood the
That was
power
just
of
a
investing
fictitious,
much earlier.
that was just a fictitious example just to
Yeah,
make
but
it
if
more
it comes
interesting.
to finance, I think that was a very strong example.
Okay.
So
It
I
just
really think
resonated.
that you should just not wait to invest. Just go ahead and invest as soon as possible. So
That's
my
all.
first understanding of investment on my own basis has been a PPF, which has not been done long ago, like a couple of months back.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, I think it just makes you want to set goals for you. Like, I
Yeah.
want to set goals for myself that, a couple of years down the line, I want to invest in here, invest in there. Like Nifty Index is again something that is for the starters. And after PPF, Nifty Index is something that I would want to invest in.
Awesome. Awesome. That's amazing. And I also remember you reaching out to me after the initial part when we are talking
Yeah,
about the mindset and,
yeah,
the inspirational women around the world. So
yeah,
I
totally,
think
totally.
you quite like that. Right. Awesome. So Srishti, what tell us about yourself?
Okay, so I'm an architect and I have been working in the field for about 8 years. I was sort of in control of my finances when I was working there, like since 8 years. But like I think with every woman in this industry, you're always relying on a father figure or a brother or somebody or the other to give you that guidance of अच्छा ये यहाँ जाना है या ये वहाँ जाना है. Which you don't have any idea of what your insurances are, what investments are being done for you. So I was always on the fence of trying to take charge about this. And then when I heard that these guys are doing all of this, I was like, okay, now like just jump in, just high time that I take control and actually read about it. So that actually did help a lot. And there are a lot of points that actually resonated. And one of them was the compounding factor. When I actually learned, I'm not exaggerating. I was kicking myself thinking, why didn't I do this before? Why was I sitting
Yeah.
on the fence? What was keeping me on the fence? I should have learned earlier. So any time is the right time. The sooner, the better. The later, the better. Just start. The point is start. So
Yeah.
that was one thing that was definitely a very, very big plus point. The second was your course about insurances, which was a major eye opener. I had no idea the amount of crap we buy in terms of investment and insurance. I mean, they're two separate things. So, what you basically explained about the diamond and the emerald, I was like, I'm the last person to remember that analogy, and I do. Like, so that was another thing that was very, very beneficial. And the third was your monthly cash flow date, which I have fixed and I am sticking by it. And it actually helps understand what is coming from where and what are you putting where. So it definitely gets you that control over the entire finance aspect, which existed, but it was just hazy because you never want to delve into it and just clear that mess out for yourself if it was being managed by
Yeah.
somebody. So this
Right.
was the time that you actually took charge and did something about it. So
And
for
I
me,
remember you did like clean up a lot of the old
yeah,
portfolio as well. That
yes.
was a big exercise that you undertook,
Oh,
not just for
that's what I'm.
yourself, but for your husband as
Yeah,
well. So
exactly.
collectively,
Because it was a big task and it was not something that we were realizing, and it was a good thing that it cleared out all that muck and you're like, okay, now at least we know where to go and
yeah,
what to get for the future. So
awesome.
that, yeah.
So I want to know something from your school life as well. Like, come on, like tell me something about each other that you remember.
So the person who starts is going to get kicked by the other two.
But yeah, I can't believe we're discussing,
Finance.
finance so seriously. Where we'd taken this trip in 2016 together. We'd gone to
Yeah.
Spain, and We used to be like literally fighting with each other. Like, no, you manage it, and all the expenses and all the hisab. We were like, no, we are not doing it, and now we are here after like
कौन
5
याद
years.
रखेगा?
I swear. But it's quite cool.
Awesome. So let's have a rapid fire round now. Are you girls ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a prize at the end of it. I'm going to be couriering an investment related book and a coffee mug to the winner. So
I
you
want
have
the
to
book.
give your book.
I want the mug.
You have.
I want the book.
I'll share both.
Very diplomatic of you.
Okay, let's start. Shall I shoot?
Okay.
Yeah.
Tax saving mutual funds are called
ELSS.
TLSS.
Fine.
Nifty is a basket of top
50
how many
companies.
50.
50.
Yeah.
You didn't raise your hand.
No,
You didn't
I
raise your
danced.
hand.
You raised your hand and answered. No.
No,
You
I
raised
raised
your
and
hand.
answered
Okay.
together.
Raise your hand and answer.
Yeah.
Okay. What is a pure and the cheapest form of life insurance?
Term plan.
You're
I don't like this girl.
I raised my hand all the way. So, like, yeah.
Who's answering?
Okay. Debt. Now this is a true or false. Debt funds are more tax efficient than fixed deposits.
Yes.
True.
I answered first. Yes.
Fine.
Now, interest that you receive on your normal savings bank account, is it tax free?
No.
Damn it.
Awesome. All of you are like amazing. Now, index funds, if they're bought under the direct plan, then they can help you save on what kind of commission? Distributor's commission or the expense ratio?
The first one. I should guess.
I think it's
The expense ratio.
expense
Actually,
ratio.
this
Expense ratio.
This was a trick question. You get to save on both. Now, which is not a part of equity investing? Direct stocks, mutual funds, or endowment policies?
The third one.
Endowment policies.
Yes. How many companies are there in the Sensex?
30.
30.
Oh, sorry.
Awesome, girl.
I got
What
this
is
wrong.
what is the current rate of return on the PPF? Provident Fund?
7.
Eight.
No, 6.9%.
अच्छा अभी कम हुई है.
7.1.
7.1. Anubha.
What?
Yay.
अभी
I
कम हुई है.
I did it a couple of
They
months back.
proposed
Yeah.
to reduce it gradually.
Further.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kanya Samriddhi Yojana is a saving scheme for the girl child. True or false?
True.
We just did it for my knee.
Okay, awesome. So who's the winner, guys? You tell me.
Kriti.
Of course.
She's the winner, but we
But
get the
all three of you were really, really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to courier one book to all of you, right? So each one of you get a book, and the
Yay.
coffee mug goes to Kriti.
I wanted that.
Great. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.